For years, scientists, engineers, and space enthusiasts have been tangled in one of the most exciting and controversial debates of the modern era. Can humans really colonize Mars? Not visit, not explore, but truly live there, build communities, and maybe even raise families. While this topic stirs doubt in some corners of the scientific world, Elon Musk has never backed down from it. In fact, he's doubled down. Again and again he has made it clear, humanity must go multiplanetary. And Mars? That's ground zero. His company, SpaceX, wasn't built just to launch satellites or make flashy landings. It was built with one outrageous goal: to build a self-sustaining human city on the red planet. Just bold. It's dangerous. It may take decades. But if Elon has his way, it's happening, and sooner than we think. The root of Musk's obsession comes from a simple idea. Earth, for all its wonder, is vulnerable. It only takes one event, a rogue asteroid, a supervolcano, or even a human-triggered catastrophe, to make it unlivable. Colonizing Mars isn't just science fiction. It's survival insurance. So what makes Mars the best candidate? Sure, it's no paradise. It's 140 million miles away, cold, barren, and dry. But unlike Venus or Mercury, Mars gets decent sunlight. It has seasons. It has polar ice caps. Its day is 24 hours and 37 minutes, almost identical to Earth's. The gravity is weaker but manageable. And crucially, it has an atmosphere made mostly of carbon dioxide, which plants can breathe. It's not about comfort. It's about possibility. Musk has always been upfront. The first colonists will not have it easy. In fact, in a moment of rare bluntness, he said some of the first Mars settlers will probably die. Not because the mission is doomed, but because all pioneering missions carry risk. The people who go first will be heroes. And history rarely spares its heroes. To pull this off, we're talking scale like nothing before. Musk envisions sending 1 million people to Mars. That would take over 1,000 reusable spaceships and millions of tons of supplies. And those ships can't be one-way tickets. They'll need to return, refuel, and go again. Over and over. That's where the magic of reusability comes in. Traditional rockets are like matches. You strike them once, they burn, and that's it. SpaceX is flipping that on its head. Their Starship system, when paired with the Super Heavy booster, will become the most powerful launch system ever built. Not just once, but reused again and again, bringing down costs and ramping up speed. Together, the Starship and Super Heavy form the core of Musk's Mars plan. Starship is the spacecraft that'll carry people and cargo. Super Heavy is the brute force that gets it off Earth. The rocket will stand 400 feet tall, powered by more than 30 Raptor engines. That's enough thrust to lift over 100 metric tons. That's like launching a full passenger jet into space. Once in Earth's orbit, Starship will need to refuel. It'll dock with an orbiting tanker, top off its fuel, and then set off for Mars. Every 26 months, when Earth and Mars align, a launch window opens. In each window, SpaceX could send fleets of Starships, hundreds at a time. Each journey to Mars would take about 6 months. That's a long trip. But with enough supplies, water, and radiation shielding, it's survivable. And once there, the real challenge begins. Landing sites will be chosen near Martian ice. That's crucial, because ice means water. And water can be split into hydrogen and oxygen. Combined with carbon dioxide from the air, those elements can be transformed into methane, the very fuel Starship uses. This is done using a process called Sabatier synthesis, powered by solar panels. Engineers estimate that one Starship load of solar panels, about 56,000 square meters, could generate the energy needed for fuel production. That means Mars could, eventually, produce its own fuel for return trips. A self-sustaining cycle. Early colonists will live inside the landed Starships. These will act as mobile bases, offering shelter, power, air, and food. Over time, new habitats will be constructed. Not on the surface but likely beneath it, to shield from radiation. And here's where things get wild. Musk's tunneling startup, the Boring Company, might play a key role on Mars. On Earth, it's building transport tunnels under cities. On Mars, it could dig into the surface to create safe, habitable zones. These underground shelters could house farms, labs, and homes, all protected from solar radiation and temperature swings. Hydroponic farms will be used to grow food. These systems use water and nutrients instead of soil. Crops will be grown in greenhouses powered by solar energy, and water will be recycled constantly. It'll be tight, but it's doable. Over time, even Martian soil might be converted to grow food. Now let's talk communication. Mars is far, so far that it takes up to 22 minutes for a signal to travel one way. That means no real-time video calls, no live streaming, and no instant texts. But with SpaceX's Starlink satellites deployed around Mars, colonists could still access high-speed networks locally. It would be like building a separate internet just for Mars. Autonomous rovers, trucks, and drones will also be key. They'll deliver supplies, scout terrain, and perform risky tasks humans can't. SpaceX is expected to send them ahead of human missions, building infrastructure and preparing landing zones. And what will the first missions actually do? The first few starships will be cargo only. They'll carry generators, robots, science labs, and habitats. Their job will be to scout the landscape, find resources, and test fuel production. If successful, the next wave will bring humans. Those first humans won't be tourists. They'll be builders, scientists, engineers, and mechanics. They'll test life support systems, build landing pads, and lay the foundation for a small city. Eventually, Musk wants direct democracy on Mars. Small communities deciding their own laws. Fewer restrictions. More freedom. It's idealistic, but it's part of the vision. Jobs will be everywhere. Building shelters. Tending farms. Operating solar fields. Mining ice. Even entertainment and education. If Earth becomes chaotic, Mars could be a fresh start, a blank slate. Of course, this won't be cheap. SpaceX is burning billions to make this work. But Musk sees it as an investment in the future of humanity. He doesn't want to die on Earth. He wants to retire on Mars. Now about terraforming. Yes, Musk once joked about nuking the Martian poles to warm the planet. The idea? Release CO2 from the ice caps to thicken the atmosphere and raise temperatures. But even he admits it's a stretch. NASA is more cautious. They say there just isn't enough CO2 to create Earth-like pressure. Mars has less than 1% of Earth's atmospheric density. It's essentially a vacuum. Breathing without a suit? Not happening anytime soon. Still, long-term terraforming isn't completely off the table. But it could take centuries, even millennia. Right now, the focus is on survival, not transformation. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the SpaceX team is running test after test. At Boca Chica, Texas, the Starship prototypes are being launched, exploded, rebuilt, and relaunched. It's messy. It's risky. But it's how progress is made. Each test teaches something. How to land vertically. How to handle pressure. How to manage heat shields during re-entry. These lessons are the building blocks for the Mars mission. And when the first humans do land, it'll be one of the greatest moments in human history. Like the moon landing, but bigger. Not just a step, but a foothold. A claim. A beginning. No, it won't be easy. People will suffer. Some may die. But like every great frontier in history, someone has to go first. Someone has to plant the flag. Musk believes that future generations will look back and say, that was the turning point. The moment when humans stopped being a one-planet species. And once Mars is settled, who knows what's next? The moons of Jupiter? Titan? Interstellar travel? The expansion won't stop. It never has. Space isn't empty. It's our next chapter. Thank you for watching. If this vision of humanity's future excited you, if you believe in going beyond our limits, then hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Because we're just getting started. The universe holds plenty of secrets, but none of them are more disturbing than the silent inconsistencies hidden in the very mathematics that describes it. These aren't minor errors. They're blaring contradictions in how we perceive the universe. With decades of research, precision instruments, and leading-edge equipment, you'd imagine the numbers would finally add up. But they don't. And that's a problem. We're talking about things like the rate at which the universe expands, a foundational value in cosmology. Despite precision instruments and highly controlled observations, the results just don't agree. They contradict each other in ways too big to ignore.